everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I did this look for you right here. It's very pink, it's very kind of sparkly on the intersection here, and I did go ahead and use the Aphrodite palette by Bad Habit right here. So if you want to know exactly what I did to get this look, then just keep on watching. Alright guys, so I have already primed my eyes. I always use a concealer, and I did go ahead and set that already with like a cream, kind of white bone shade color. I always do this, and what you're going to notice this time a little bit more than other times is that I really made sure to extend the entire primer area to very far out, because as you can see on this eye that's already done, I want to make sure that it's nice and blown out, and I want that color to be big and bold and a little bit wider than my eye shape for this look. So if you're going to be doing this, make sure to bring that out, and I cannot stress enough how important it is to make sure that your primer is on and it's set and there are no patchiness. This is on nice and smooth. We're going in with very bold pinks and reds, so in order for those colors to really show up and go on smoothly and not have any kind of issues, you need to make sure that the entire base is smooth and ready to really show colors gorgeously. And we're gonna pretend like I don't look super crazy. So we're gonna go with the Aphrodite palette right here. I have used this before. I absolutely love it. And I've said this last time I used the palette. If you have the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette, you can totally just use that. This one is a much more affordable, amazing dupe for that palette. And there are so many gorgeous pinks in here. And Valentine's Day is just down the, I was gonna say down the road, but it's actually just a couple days from now. So anyways, moving on. What we're gonna do, go into this color Blushing right here as my transition shade. Sorry, I cannot see. So that one right there, it's a very light kind of mauve toned color, and it's perfect to have right above so that everything looks nice and blended out. So I'm going to go in with a small kind of tapered, densely packed brush. This is the perfect blending brush. This is the BH Cosmetics number 9 brush. I got this in a kit, so that is all I know. If I can find it, I'll link it down below for you. And what I'm going to do is just lightly start to tap my brush into that color, and we're going to start patting it down out here. Like I said, I want this to be a super blown out look, which is not something I normally do, and in order to get that, we need to pack on color on this outer section first to make sure that it's nice and bold. So you're going to take your time with this color right here and pack it down, and then start to kind of buff around, buff in, buff up. But I always start with the packing motion. So I go in with little tiny bits of color at a time. You guys know that if you watched my last video, I don't like to just load up my brush with a ton of color. For actually a couple different reasons. Number one, I don't like to waste product. So when you use too much and then people normally tap it off and then you see just a ton of product flying away as they're using it, it's like a huge pet peeve of mine. I don't like to waste anything, you know? So I just work in little baby bits and really deepen up this outer corner before I move on in. And you can see, I mean, this is gonna go like basically right to my brow. So it's gonna be big and it's gonna look super messy for a while. You've just gotta stick with it and keep blending. Once that's starting to look nice, I will go ahead and start to go inwards as well. And again, with this look, I'm going to go right on into this intersection right here, so that you can see it at the end and it's still got color throughout the entire eye. I don't want it to just look like it's stopped somewhere odd or something, you know. But the big thing is, with every single shade that we're going to use for this look, is really making sure that it's blown out and just as dark on this outer section. And I don't really mind if this color gets on this intersection of my eye here, because we're going to go in with the next color and kind of lay it down, and this is just going to be like the perfect kind of transition so that everything looks nice and blended together. Okay. So don't worry, this doesn't have to be perfect at any point, because we're going to be adding other colors and going back and forth with them, so it's going to look blended in the end, and it's going to look gorgeous. So what we're gonna go into now is the color Flirt, which is this true hot pink. It is beautiful. Love this color so much. And you can either pack it on the lid immediately and then start to blend out. I just find it easier to put the color blended first and then pack it on. So same exact brush with a little bit of that color. Again, I don't use a ton. We're gonna go ahead and start to do the exact same thing, but keep it a little bit lower. So you don't want this pink to go as high as that mauve shade, the blushing shade. We're gonna keep it right below, but still super blown out. Again, you still wanna be able to see it. We're gonna try and keep this shade right in the crease when we start to blend inward though. Do not go above the crease with this. You can either pack the color on with this brush too, which I'll do at the beginning just because I already have this brush out, but I'm also gonna go back in with another brush to pack this pink down so that it doesn't look so patchy. You can see like it's not really showing. This is not a packer brush, it's a blending brush, but I can still kind of use it now to do the job, and then I just have to go in with another brush right afterwards, that's all. So I just pick up a flat kind of dome shaped brush. I don't know, this is just a Sephora brush. Any kind of eyeshadow packer brush that you got is gonna work just fine. And we're gonna pack this color down on this entire intersection, making sure that you can see it, that it's not patchy, and that it is nice and pink. Be careful when you're doing the packing. I don't know if you can see that harsh line right there. Don't blend it out with this brush. Go back in with your blending brush. Otherwise it's gonna look a little bit crazy. So a little bit more of that pink and just blend out that line with your blending brush. And again, the really big thing, the key to this look is making sure this outer section is really vibrant. You need it to pack that color. You wanna make sure that it's really there. Okay, so I'm just going to pick up a super big fluffy brush. Again, this is from the BH Cosmetics kit, and it's their number 7 brush. It's just super big, super fluffy. We're going to blend everything together. Just like that. Okay, we're going to go into a Sigma E25 blending brush, and now we're going to pick up the color Lusk, which is this gorgeous, it's like a red, but it's like a burgundy, kind of like Merlot-ish red. It's so pretty, and that's what we're going to use to really deepen up that outer section. With this brush, you're going to need to focus the color only on the very tip of the brush. So don't put any color past this. That's all the color that you need. So you want to just make sure the placement is very neat. You barely need any, and we're going to work this and build it up. Take some time, it's a slow process. So, got the color down. What we're gonna do is again start out here. Make sure that this is the deepest section, this very outer edge. And it's okay, again, that it's gonna go up super high right by the eyebrows. Because I want it big. I want a nice big color. Okay? And then you can slowly start to bring it inwards, adding color as you need. And then just always have both of these brushes handy. I'm gonna go back and forth with adding more color on this, blending it out with this, and then I might even put some color blushing back on this brush and start to blend out these edges a lot so that it's got that nice, really big but gradient look. So I'm not really going to talk through this, you'll just kind of see, but just know that when I've got this brush, the Sigma brush, I'm adding more of the color Lusk. When I've got the giant fluffy brush, all I'm doing is blending the colors together. And when I've got the smaller blending brush, I'm using the color Blushing, maybe with a little bit of Flirt, but mostly Blushing to blend everything up and together. Color is so pretty. Look how pigmented that is. And all of these colors blend out so well too. I just love this palette. I just love the brand Bad Habit. I have quite a few of their palettes. I'll go ahead and link my SHOPHUSH haul down below for you so you can see the other palettes that I got. as well as a couple videos that I have using some of the palettes. Something else that you might have to do is go back in with your flat brush and pack some more of the color Flirt down as you go. You can, if you want this to be like way more pink, do a concealer down first and almost like a cut crease kind of a situation, so that this pink is super vibrant and super pink. What I'm gonna do though is add a ton of glitter on this intersection, so I don't want it to be like that super intense pink. This is good enough for me, but you can totally do that. But just make sure that you're going in and adding more of this pink as you go, because you're gonna end up brushing a lot of it off. Okay, so that is where I'm at right now. I'm liking this. I'm gonna stop for now. What I'm gonna do is kind of clean up all this fallout, but what you need to be careful with right now is you don't wanna clean up this. Okay, you don't want to have some sharp line. You wanna keep this nice and fluffy and blown out like that, so that way when you add color on the bottom lash line later, when all your face is done, it blends together and doesn't look so harsh. I'm gonna focus mostly on cleaning up this intersection and a little bit right here, so that way when I do go in with, you know, my foundation and concealer, everything's gonna look cleaner. I always just kind of like get my finger right in there and clean this up. Just like that. That's it. You want to make sure this still got lots of color on that outer section. Okay. Okay, so this is where we're at. What I'm going to do now is jump off camera, finish up the rest of my face. I'll come back on. So, 1 second. Alright guys, so this is a look fully done. I really love the way that this look came out. It's so festive, it's so girly and pink and very in the season for Valentine's Day. You could totally switch this lip out for just a nude. That would look really nice as well. So the eyes are the ones that are popping. Definitely I would recommend, if you are a lash kind of a person, to throw on some lashes. That'll really get everything nice and fluffy and really, really sexy and good for Valentine's Day. But yeah, I'm literally about to go to bed, so that's why we've got this. Again, I did use the Aphrodite palette right here by Bad Habit. This is such a gorgeous palette. Everything in here is so pigmented and just blends well together. This is what she looks like. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Again, thank you so much for watching and happy Valentine's Day. Bye!